Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to ROP, Round of Play podcast, where we discuss all things football, but from the perspective of our teams. I'm Dr. Tobes, repping Arsenal. We've got Johnny Boy also repping Arsenal. How are you feeling today, Mr. Johnny Boy?
I'm happy to be back. Nice to see the folks. And unfortunately, football is kind of dumb, so it's boring. But what can we do? We move.
Maybe, but there's Nations League and qualifiers. I'm sure that want to
Yeah,
keep you busy
Carabao Cup.
for
Yeah,
a
yeah,
while.
Carabao Cup. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. And we also have Mr. Jude repping Manchester United, the 15th in last season. Although they say season has ended, it's a clean slate now.
It's a
But
clean
yeah, it's a
slate.
clean slate. But where you guys be on even if you have not started playing? Because
I
I know
think
Arsenal will
I
be
think
number
it's
one
32.
automatically.
We are at the same position.
Maybe you should change your name to A Manchester United and you'll be number one on the zero.
Ah, I'm happy there's no week football, so that let's relax.
Yeah. So, well, welcome back to everyone. Hope you guys are doing okay as well. And please do us a favor, press the like button, right from the beginning. Press it. Subscribe if you're new or yet to do so. And yeah, engage with us and give us your comments on whatever we're discussing in the comment section below. And today we're talking transfers, we're talking Crystal Palace, we're talking OSIMHEN. But where do we begin, guys? Let's start with Crystal Palace, right? Crystal Palace won a trophy for the first time ever in their life, in their existence, right? They won the trophy, FA Cup, and usually when you win the FA Cup, you're meant to qualify for the Europa League. They qualify for the Europa League, but unfortunately, they are facing troubles with UEFA because UEFA wants to kick them out of the UEFA
Europa
Europa
League.
League, basically. And the reason why they want to kick them out is because UEFA has a rule that any team that has any owners that have a multi-club model cannot play in the same competition. And one of Crystal Palace's minority owner, John Textor, also owns another team, Olympic Lyon, which also happens to be in the Europa League. So because of that reason, UEFA wants to kick them out. Now, Crystal Palace have been fighting for their lives, trying to play in that competition. And who doesn't want to play in Europe, right? They've been fighting to play in the competition, but UEFA told them that they missed the deadline to move things around. So what was the deadline? Basically, on March 1st, teams that have a multi-club models should at least maybe sell their shares in one or put in a blind trust or things like that. We've seen Ineos with Manchester United and what's the other the team they own? Is it
Leipzig,
Lille?
actually Leipzig, the Red Bull, owned by Red Bull.
I'm talking about Manchester United own first.
Oh, they own
Yes,
Nice in
it's
France. They have
The
myself.
own
Nice,
Nice, yeah,
Nice,
yeah.
Nice.
But they obviously did some things, registered or moved their shares before then. And you said about Red Bull Leipzig, Red Bull Salzburg
Salzburg,
in the
yeah.
same situation. But Crystal Palace's argument was that they didn't know that they were going to win the FA Cup because
Which is
they
true.
didn't predict they were
As
going to win
well.
the FA Cup. They had no way of obviously in the league they didn't think they were going to get there via Europe, right? And also Lyon as well. On the other hand, Lyon managed to finish sixth on the last day of the season by goal difference because Strasbourg messed up, and
Yeah.
so they finished sixth and then they qualified. And also PSG won everything in their league, which also made room for them to be able to qualify that way. And so they are asking for UEFA to kind of reconsider because even the John Textor apparently has been looking for ways to sell his shares in Crystal Palace already because he's not in control. Everybody knows Steve Parish is in control, which
Yeah.
is also another argument of Crystal Palace saying John Textor might be a shareholder, but he does not control anything. So my question to you guys is: do you guys think that they should allow them to play because the guy's not actually in control? He just has shares in the company, or is rules?
I mean, just like you said, right? Crystal Palace didn't know they were going. I don't think they dreamt of being in Europe this season.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily, they won the cup and they're in Europe. So I think it would be unfair for them to take them off. And I mean, they worked hard for this position. And like to me, France is different from England. And like the guy is a majority shareholder in Lyon, but in Palace,
Mm-hmm.
he's a minority shareholder, meaning he doesn't have much say in Palace. Whatever they do in Palace,
Yeah.
he doesn't have much say. So I think it would be unfair And we've had scenarios whereby other teams have been in this same boat, but they were able to, wiggle around it and still play in the same competition. So I believe, I believe if they want to, they can tweak the rule. They have them. We have they call them unprecedented circumstances, right? And I
Yeah,
believe this falls into that category. It's an unprecedented
fair enough.
circumstance. So I feel they should just let Palace and Leon be in the competition. That'll be fair, and I believe this it is good for the sport as well. So I'll keep Palace in the competition.
Yeah, and let me just throw a spanner in there as well. We know that if it was like Real Madrid or Bayern Munich or Juventus, I'm sure UEFA will find a way,
Yeah,
sharp way to put
exactly.
them in there. But Crystal Palace is small Crystal Palace.
More Palace, yeah.
Um, do
It's
you think
It's
that the
much
size
money
of the
for
club
them.
also determines whether they're going to change the rules, or we believe that UEFA are fair and honest
at
about
first
it?
to me is a rule, right?
Yes.
So what's the rule set up for? Why did they create the rule? I don't know, but I'm just asking, like, why did they create the rule?
Well, I don't know, but if I'm to speculate, obviously you don't want to just enrich um, people, because if you have two teams in the same competition that are making a lot of money, I'm
So
guessing the shareholders they will be also benefit.
what UEFA can do is probably give him a deadline, sell his stuff so he trust, or pass
Yeah,
it on
but
to
that
somebody.
deadline was March 1st, and they did not meet the
No, that
deadline.
they don't know. So yeah, the UEFA will have to give. In this case, UEFA will create an unprecedented rule
Hmm.
to allow him sell before maybe UEFA starts
Yeah,
or
but
before the qualifier starts.
yeah,
That will give him time to make a decision or to pull it away.
right,
That's what I feel. Because if you don't do it, another team will come and go and buy. So imagine the owner of Madrid now investing in a smaller club. You
mhm.
understand? You not tell you
Yeah,
the man not
Man City and Girona played in Champions League this
Exactly,
season,
and they had
isn't
the
it?
same issue, but
they
they
will
were
tell
they were able to
you
find a wiggle room around that too.
they should find
Hmm.
Crystal Palace should find a wiggle room too now. I mean the room
That's
don't
seriously.
they don't wiggle.
No, yeah, because
I
Which is what
understand
you just said.
this thing.
Which is what you
Me, I
just
care
said.
about Crystal Palace going and playing. Like they are small teams. It's history for them. They should go and be part of the competition. But at the same time, you have to look at because money laundering is money laundering doesn't mean that it's a small money. It's 10 naira that man thief. This one thief, money laundering 100 million.
there's not even tiffing in this one. No tiffy.
But
Um,
you
the
go you should
argument,
be
the
able to
argument,
oppress the smaller clubs now. Like
yes,
to gain from two clubs or something like that. I feel like
Yeah,
that
I
might
think that's
be
what they are trying
that
to do
that
that
might
too.
be the thing. Playing two odds. You
yeah.
play Man City to win, you play Man U to win. You don't want to.
That's another argument that I think they're saying Crystal Palace is making, because they're saying that Crystal Palace is not really a sister club to Lyon.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like Chelsea and Strasbourg,
Yeah,
where Chelsea will buy player and just send them to
the
Strasbourg.
other
They don't
Yeah.
share resources. Basically, they are like independent of each other. It's
Mhm.
just that one person happens to be a shareholder that owns another club. So they should not consider them as sister clubs. But anyways,
They
we will
can do
see.
that. They can
I think
actually
I think
trash it down,
I think
or
what's
they
fair
can
is
just
what you said,
pass
Vic. What's
them,
fair?
give them time frame to pass it on to somebody,
Yeah, I think that
and the guy
that's
can
fair. That's
choose
fair.
which
That's
one
fair.
he
Yeah.
will focus on. Which
Mm.
he can come back and buy it back. He can negotiate with the person to buy back later
which
behind it.
which which they do, they have to change the rule for everybody as well, not just for Crystal Palace.
No, it's this an then they'll do an unprecedented case now. So it will be a rule because there's not an issue, right? We've
Hmm.
not seen this kind of issue. Then we create a rule for that issue so that in the future everybody knows where we stand, right? No longer March 15th. You can now move it to okay before the qualifiers in case this happens.
And rule
That's why
and
there's
more.
always a review. Not only our country no get maintenance policy, so there's always a review in abroad. Once
Exactly.
there's a loophole, you review and come up with a new route to set it up and
Yeah,
help.
because if you remember in this same UEFA, right? If you remember before, Champions League sports was basically for the top four. It was when
Yeah.
Liverpool. It was Liverpool that made them change the rule for Champions. Remember, because Liverpool finished
Hmm.
fifth and won the Champions League, so they were like, "What do we do now?" It's kind of everybody was like, "Yo, it doesn't make sense for the champions not to have a chance
Hmm.
to defend their championship, right?" So what
Yeah.
the UEFA now changed the rules for Liverpool and then said, "Okay, from next season, the champions can actually come back. They come back automatically." So I mean, they can change the rules a little bit
Yeah. Fair
just
enough.
for this situation. Yeah, so it's doable.
Yeah. Speaking about teams that are not in Europe, that don't even have a chance to fight for Europe next season, Manchester United. Manchester United, you guys are doing well. Your manager is still there, and you guys are making
That
good
your measurement
signings.
of doing well by manager team in there.
Your manager is still there because I don't know how many managers that will lose 20 games in a season that will still keep their job. We have another
I,
one that did
He
and
collected
was
only 12
sacked, which we'll
points.
talk
you
about
need
He
to
later.
collected
tell
only
me how
12
many
points.
managers that have half season that did 20 games.
Yeah, but he cannot collect
Well,
12 points in that half season, though. That's poor. 12 points.
hmm.
So
Anyways,
Not interim coaches though. Not interim
without
coaches.
what's
Coaches
his
that
name?
they
The
signed
guy you
to
guys
coach
hate,
the
what's
club.
his name? Your former coach Ten Hag. Without Ten Hag, you guys will have been relegated. Basically, that's what it means. Because Ten Hag got to majority
Is
of
that
the
what
even
points.
you think?
even Ralph Radnick did better. But anyway, we're not talking about that one. We're talking about you guys splashing and getting like the fastest rising stars in the EPL. You guys have signed Cunha officially,
Yeah.
and it is expected that you guys are the front runners to sign Brian Mbuemo. How are you feeling about that? You know, they said between two of them, the stat is about 60 goals and assists between them. What does that mean for your season next season? Are you guys going to finish like 10th now because of those people? Or are you going to
That's
at least
progress.
conference league?
That's progress. 10th is progress.
We're going to finish above 10th if we sign them. That's obvious. But the issue is, I'm just indifferent about the signings. Um, Obviously, they are better than what we have, but they're not the best pick for what we for the future, right? That's where I'm looking
But
at.
they're young though, dude. They're young. They're 20. Mbemo is 26, and I
The,
think Nia is
the young
26.
girls. Mbeumo to me is more. I don't know how to describe him. The problem is we're
Who is he
playing.
going to be starting over? Ahmad
He's probably going to be starting over Ahmad, most
and
likely.
Cunha
That's if
over
Ahmad
like
doesn't
and then
switch
Cunha over
him,
like Garnacho and things like that.
because they'll play him and they'll probably play him and Cunha like the two tens, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll look forward to the striker that we that we have not bought.
Zexi.
But Mbemo can also play striker. So do you think that they play him as a striker? Or also Cunha can play false nine as well, you know?
Yeah.
So
That it all depends. If they play there, then Ahmad will probably play his regular position. But I feel like
Or United can play
Cunha
Ahmad
I
on the
can
left,
manage.
Mbemo on the
Cunha I
right.
can understand. Cunha does much more that I've seen in Wolves than
in the final
Mbemo.
third, because obviously that I heard that he's a walking striker. He doesn't track back. He just
Yeah,
walks.
Mbemo
But
to
that's your
me.
problem right now. You guys have walking people that you went to go and sign another walking striker.
The other people will be running as long as the main thing is not even walking, walk and deliver. Do you understand? This ones are
Mm.
not delivering. So if you're walking and delivering, our problem right now, which I still think is scoring. Our major problem is scoring. Our defense is okay. Onana can be managed for 1 or 2 seasons
Mm-hmm.
and see if there's any
Two, two,
improvement.
two.
You
Yeah.
just want me to be crying every season.
Two
But it's
seasons fine.
okay.
You say you can manage it now, one or two.
I know
So
one
manage
or
it for
two.
two.
I don't know how. If it's based on his performance, if he performs well next season,
Two is
then
fine.
we'll manage him another season. If he doesn't perform
Mm.
well. So now that we are also looking at Martinez, right? It gives me hope that defense will be okay. The main thing now is that how to buy people that are proven to help us deliver the goals, because we can't be relying on just Bruno or Ahmad. We need contribution for, like, let's say 3 or 4 players up front.
Wemo is
And
going to contribute. Cunha is going to contribute now.
the
Ahmad.
experience of the league is different from when we get to
Ahmad is
Champions
there.
League. That's my own problem. When we get to
Yeah,
the
but you don't have
Champions League,
Champions League
we
to
need.
bother. Don't worry. You don't have
Exactly,
Champions League.
you
Don't
don't have
play
But
Champions
Champions
League.
League.
now, that's
And
what I'm
you're
saying.
not even going to
That's
have
why I
Champions
say
League for at least 2 seasons. We know
no. But
that
that's why I say
because you're not going from 15 to Champions League now.
Yeah.
when the Tottenham
The
go,
target for your code next is to come 10th.
what is your own goal?
Let us see let us be on the first page of the table, not the second page again. First
Even
page.
the coach knows that he cannot come 10th and still be there. So the even 10th as at December is still risky for him. So
Mm.
me, I feel like they are okay players. They are good players to build the team with right now, because based on the failure to qualify for Champions League
Mhm.
and money involved, we might not be able to get good players out, like come on, people that will help us build. So, but then when you get to that Champions League stage, now, are they really are they going to be sustainable? It's now looking at how better has Mbeumo been over in Brentford. How improved has Konya been over? That's what you'll now be looking at. Okay, if there's improvement, then you look at, okay, there might be improvement. Because this system football with Amorim and the rest is, you're either improving on your own or they're not improving you. They're not going to improve it. You're going to improve on your own. So that's where the problem is. Are they going to improve on their own? Which I look for. It's a 50 for me. I give them 60% now until I see them on the play and see how the mix is. Maybe the first, if we don't lose the first friendly with them in it, then I will have more hope.
No, but are you not concerned that the way you guys are spending right now for like 60 million, 60 million Kunya, is it going to at least 60 or 65 million as well for Mbuemo? That
It's
means you
even,
guys will
I
not
heard
sign the
he's
5, 6
demanding,
players you guys are
Konya is
talking about,
62.
like you were saying you need.
I heard in Mbuemo was demanding for maybe 250 net.
250, yes. Now you guys,
No, but no,
you
but
know that for all those kind of players, for
I
you
had
to
this
keep
was
them,
a
for you to
rumor.
have them without Champions League, you have to give them
Me, I
money.
still believe
I
you
had this
can go
was
to
rumors though that is 150
German league,
plus
you
bonuses.
can go to Spanish league and carry some guys that can help you. That's my own, and you save costs. We don't have to be buying, since we are not even there. Let us just buy
Yeah,
a
but
team that
surely because
won't take
I can
expensive.
understand that Amorim is like obviously the Premier League is tough. It would be good to have like Premier League
Ready-made players,
experienced,
yeah.
ready-made players from the Premier League. Premier League, you know.
Why
So
didn't
it's
they
a good.
buy all these Bournemouth and Brighton players?
How many Bournemouth? Do you think Bournemouth is not going to sell all their players, bro? What are you talking about?
They can sell one
Liverpool is
to us now.
taking Kekes. These guys are taking. They've taken their defender.
Anyway, most of them don't fit our system.
Hoyger,
That's just
the
Arsenal,
Spanish
Arsenal are
boy.
taking their keeper.
I even heard the other defender, Zabani, is probably going to PSG. So you think Bournemouth is going to allow you guys to just decimate their squad? It's not
But the
going to
keeper
happen.
is good now. The keeper is good. It's not a bad option. I think their keeper has almost like 50 or 60% contribution in their season. He had a
It
lot of
was okay. It
saves.
was okay for them.
Okay,
It's
let's say
just
we have switched
the
to
only
Arsenal
problem
now.
he had
Okay,
at
cool.
Chelsea. The only problem he had at Chelsea is his height. So if you can place him like this, that's fine. But if he's any other kind of boy, he's good. I would prefer him over Onana. This current Onana.
Why didn't Bournemouth keep in them if it's that good?
Exactly.
You will see them next season. Now let's see the keeper they will buy, and you see what will happen.
Neto is going back, so they'll have Neto back.
Uh,
Maybe. Yeah, I don't understand. Anyways, for me, it's not. I don't mind. It's 5 million, right? It's just like Matona.
Backup.
Yeah,
So
it's
that one
not.
we
It's
can
he
go
might
and
not even play much.
we should
He
even
might
go and
not play
collect.
much, but yeah, he's also almost 30 years old. For me, if you are buying that 5 million for goalkeeper because you need a number two keeper, fair enough. But still give him my strikers, please. I need two. I want two strikers. Whether the
Exactly.
two strikers is one out and out striker and one that strikes from the left, or two out and out strikers, give me two strikers, and then we'll
They'll
figure out
buy
the rest
keeper.
later.
After keeper, they'll buy midfielder. Then they'll
Arsenal,
wait to
Arsenal,
see.
We already have
Arsenal can buy
midfielder is coming.
Jonathan David and his striker. That would be nice. Like Jonathan David,
They'll
very
wait.
nice.
They'll wait till season starts.
But
When
Jonathan
season
David is a
starts, if
free, he's a
Ateta
free
wins
agent,
three
man.
games, if Ateta wins 3 games, then no striker. If Ateta does not win, so just be praying that Ateta loses the first 2 games. So I can enter
No,
market and buy
we are going to
striker.
sign a striker. We have no choice. We have to sign a striker
I
this season
doubt that you
because
buy a striker that you need. I really doubt.
it's not about what we need. Like Johnny
No,
Boy
because
said in one of our former videos, if Ateta any striker that Ateta wants, give it to him,
Yes.
whether we want it or not, so that there's no more
There's
excuses. You
no
cannot
excuse.
say
that's
you
why
didn't give him
That's
the
what I
striker he
that
wanted.
striker that he
that's
wants.
what I've been saying. In as much as I want Gyökeres, I want him to buy the striker he wants. Because when it happens now, I want to see the excuses they're going to give for him. That's what I want to know. Because
Fair enough.
if they give him Gyökeres now and he didn't want Gyökeres flops now, they will say, oh, you see, that's why we say no, we don't want Gyökeres. So no, we don't want that excuse. Give him everything he wants. That's the truth.
Speaking of,
Talking
go
about
on, Jim.
keepers, what do you think about Chelsea signing the guy that collected 5?
Magnon,
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
swear, was
he's
that
a
guy
good
not in
goalkeeper
Liverpool or
though. He's a
something
good
once upon a
goalkeeper.
time?
He's a good goalkeeper actually.
Was it not in the Premier League or am I
I
mistaken? I
don't
thought it
think
was
he's
in the
hyped
Premier
No, it
League.
was not Premier League.
I don't think he's hyped it.
He was in was he Lyon or where was he before? I think it was in French league. Either Lyon or Lille.
It was a
Then he
French
moved
league.
to
It was in
AC Milan.
Marseille. Is it not Marseille?
Yeah. Yeah, Marseille, I think
I
so.
remember myself before he.
Yeah, yeah, it was rubbish once
But
upon
I
a
think
time.
it's probably the same with Sanchez, or just
Nah,
slightly
nah, he's better
upgrade.
than those guys. You know, one thing about
I think he
goalkeepers,
just
people
slightly
don't know is that
upgrade.
I know in as much as a goalkeeper is good, you're as good as your defense. No matter whether people like it or not. Remember the year
But the
Chelsea?
Chelsea defense is not good now. You will not blame Sanchez.
Yeah,
Chelsea
yeah.
defense is not
But
good.
I'm saying he's a good goalie though. That's what I'm saying. He's still a good goalie. Like
Chelsea
to me,
keeper is a good
he's
goalie.
an upgrade on what they have. That's what I'm saying. He's an
Chelsea
upgrade.
keeper won
He's an upgrade on
EFL,
what they have.
won a Conference League, and then gave them fourth Champions League spot. That's fine now.
He's an upgrade, whether you like it or not. He's an upgrade on what they have.
The defense is bad. They need to work on their centre backs. If they
They're
work
going
on
to get a
centre backs,
defender now.
that guy is
They are going to get a defender. They are good. That one they know. They are trying to buy. They are trying to buy McGahey. Forgotten. They're trying to buy McGahey back from Palace.
Crystal Palace will just use them and chop money.
Mm,
So
fair enough. And speaking of a team that also beat Manchester United and knocked them out of Europe, Tottenham. Tottenham finally sacked
big Ange.
Ange Postecoglou,
He was
Postecoglou,
expecting
let's respect him,
it.
Postecoglou, in during the week, and he brought them their first major competition, major
17
trophy in
years.
about 17 years, their first trophy in 17 years, their third European trophy, and
And the
although in
Champions
the
League.
league, in the Premier League, he lost about 22 games. Now the question is Ange a hero or is he a villain? For me, I know people are going to say because he won a trophy, he's a hero. Fair enough, but for me, you can't still forget the dreadful season. Yes, he won the cup in the end because I keep saying Wigan won the FA Cup and we've not seen Wigan since.
He gave
You
them
know,
the cup.
but yes, he won the trophy, which is fair play to him. But obviously, week in week out, fans. It was remember there was a time he was even trying to fight with fans in the stadium, in the car parks,
But then,
like
Doctor
all of
Cho,
that stuff.
but then, Doctor Cho, I don't know whether you read this, but remember they said I think it was around January or so. He told his players that they should forget about the league and concentrate on the cup. I don't know whether you read that. Did you read that?
No, he is the one that say. To me, I think he's the one spinning after. No, you see, after they won the trophy, to me, he started spinning it that the reason why they didn't perform well in the league is because he tried to focus.
Yeah,
I'm
because
like,
that rumor
this
came
is
out.
your cop out.
It came out that they even had a fight about that.
Yeah. I think it's a cop out for him. My big, please, please. I will say let's focus on the Europa League. What is the guarantee that he was
They're
going
going
to
to
win
win
it?
it, right? Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
Man U now, so he
Backfired
has
for
hope.
Emery. It backfired for Emery.
When
To
he
have
see Man U above, he's having hope. How can these guys I beat 3 times be in the same competition above me? We need to.
anyways, Joe, do you think he's a hero or is he a legend? Is he a villain?
He
What
just
is going to
became
be
a
his
hero
legacy at Tottenham?
because his luck shined. Don't mind the way.
He said that he wins in the second season and he actually delivered. Not a
His
lot
luck
of
shine
managers
now.
can say that.
Anything against man, you can make them out.
uh,
You
So
know, because there's one coach that I know of this season that after he won his first two games was like the storm is coming. Whereas there's another coach that was losing and was like, no, I actually win in my second season. Different mentality.
I think we all saw it coming. He's probably supposed to be sacked. But me, I felt okay, maybe winning that cup would have just giving him a few more months, maybe into the season. Let's see how he performs, right? But or maybe it's just a tricky way for this guy to send him out and not want to spend money on players. It could also be that angle because then the level fights with everybody that come in terms of buying players in either second or third season, and they all walk away. Conte,
Mhm.
Moriho, and the rest. So it might also be another angle that he's not seeing because I don't think, except if you're Madrid, that's the only club I believe that if you don't win Barca, they might probably sack you after winning cup.
Yeah,
So I don't see any reason why they couldn't have given him like maybe another 4 months just to try him out and see, okay, there's a new season. Okay, let's get you some players and see how you perform and go.
yeah,
Because that Tottenham seat now is now looking like more of worse than a Chelsea seat during Abramovich. So anybody going there knows that they are obviously going to get sacked within 1 or 2 years. So it's
yeah,
just either let's go and collect our severance and move away.
yeah,
So or they are going to get a younger coach
and who obviously is going to lose everything
Yeah.
because
Fair
that's
enough. For me, I just think obviously if a manager already lost faith of the fans, right? Even though they sang his name after I won the trophy, but overall people still lost faith in him. They're still saying even if he wins, he should be sacked. It is unwise for the board to try to keep him again because if he start losing one or two games again the other season, they will come against the board and say why did you keep him, stuff like that. And also, Johnny Boy, do you think they looked at what happened with Ten Hag at Manchester United, winning two trophies and then performing woefully? Do you think they said, okay, we're not going to learn from this experience and deal with the situation now?
To me, that's what happened. That's what I think happened. They looked at it and said, okay, fine. Yes, he won a trophy, but then look at what happened to United. They ought to have sacked Ten Hag last season, but they kept him just because he won the FA Cup and took them to Europe. And it didn't change anything. They ended up costing them even more money because they spent the money they spent in the summer. They probably might have given it to what's his name, Amorim now. To maybe Amorim would have made better signings, and who knew how they would have turned out, right? So I think they looked at
Mm-hmm.
that and went, you know what? Let's just start afresh. It's better a new coach comes the summer, has his own players, and probably has preseason as well too, so that he starts afresh. So I think
Mm.
that's what they did. And to me, it's a win-win. Though to me, I said it's a hero. I'll give him a hero because, like you said, he won them the first trophy in 17 years. And let's be honest, most fans they don't really care about, like they say, the money and everything is for the owners or for the club, but trophies are for the
Mm-hmm.
fans because that's the only thing you can truly celebrate. So I think, in
Yeah.
the eyes of most fans, I think he's a hero because he made them not be a laughing stock anymore. Like at least for the next maybe 1 year or 2 years, that we cannot say, oh, Tottenham, they don't know what it means to lift a trophy. Now
Mm-hmm.
they do know how to they know what it means, and not just that they won the Europa League over United, and then also in the Champions League. So at the end of the day, not only they win the trophy, they're also in the same Champions League that was probably their target at the beginning of the season. So in a way, he made the target, and he didn't get relegated.
Yeah.
He made the target for. I'm very sure he made the target for the season, which is probably win a trophy. Or if I probably not win a trophy, it's probably just make Champions League. So he made a Champions
Yeah.
League and also won a trophy on the way. So I think it paid off on the at the end. I think he's a hero, and so it's a
Fair
win
enough.
for him. He lives as a hero and he gets his cash.
Yeah. True. And they said the front runner is Thomas Frank.
And Marco
If you
Silva.
were and yeah, or Marco Silva, but I think I saw that from Fabrizio that Thomas Frank is the main front runner now. Do you
He has
think
been linked forever, bro. He has been linking for a long time. So
do you think
linked to
if
Man
if you were Thomas Frank, would you go there? If you know that if you don't make Champions League or if you don't qualify for anything, you're going to be
so
sacked. And even
so
if you
so so two things now. Are you ambitious as a coach, right? And do you want more money? Because if those two things are in your repertoire, you probably go to Tottenham because they'll pay you better and it's more prestigious. Let's be honest, it's more prestigious than Brentford. Brentford is, if you just want your comfortability, just want to be comfortable, then Brentford is
Mhm.
where he has to stay at Brentford because the Brentford is looked as a hero and stuff. But to me, if I'm him, I want to try my luck somewhere else. I've been at Brentford probably like 5-6 years now. I want
Mhm.
to try, but if I get sacked, fine. I think Thomas Frank will still be fine even if he gets sacked because most of the coaches that get sacked from Tottenham, they always find a way and land
Yeah, you
other
can always
jobs,
go back
right?
to Brentford.
go back to their basic.
They always
Mm.
go back to find another job. So I think he'll be fine. He should just believe in himself. And they'll probably give him good money this summer if he goes as well. A bigger
Mhm.
budget. And who knows, he can get like one or two players from Brentford to come to Tottenham. So
Yeah.
if I'm Thomas
Mm.
Frank, I would advise him to go.
Fair enough. With my Arsenal hat on, no, don't go to Tottenham. Stay in
I guess you
Brentford.
like
You're
him.
doing a fantastic job over there. Right. Let Brentford go and sign another League Two manager or something. Let them trust the process. Things like that. Jude, if you are Thomas Frank, are you going to Brentford? Are you going leaving Brentford to Tottenham?
For me, no, but just because of what he said, I think it'll be a way to showcase himself to get off Brentford level and then go to another club.
And he's going to be
Mm.
coaching Champions League
But,
too. So that's a good thing
but
too.
True.
it will be a good thing on his CV in
Yeah.
that
But
aspect.
that Tottenham team needs a lot of refurbishment. I wouldn't and Levy is not going to change anybody unless their contract expires.
I feel like they're actually okay. They're actually okay. They just
So
need
Tottenham,
it
to be
was it
honest, Tottenham doesn't need too much.
no, no, they're
They
okay,
don't need
and
too much. Maybe four
they
players
just
and they're
need
good.
like maybe some midfielders, one midfielder,
But the midfield is all right now. Bissouma, Pap Matassa, Kulusevski,
This man has
Bentancur,
Bentancur.
scored.
yeah.
This man that is like 50 minutes man.
I think it's defensively they need to just improve their left
Defensively,
back.
they still need one player.
That dog is not a left back, man. They have to get a good left back and probably
They might, he's going to play like a back three. So Udogi might be like a left wing back,
yeah, well,
which he
true,
might
true.
thrive in. Yeah,
True.
Forwards. I feel like forward they need somebody
They
in
need, yeah, they, need
forward.
one more,
yeah.
they
Then
probably need one more person there, yeah, because Son, I think Son has, we
Getting
cannot agree that
age.
Son has probably lost it. So I think they should be thinking
yeah,
in the future after Son.
yeah. But they have Timo Werner. They
No,
have
the
Brennan
When
Johnson.
has left,
Came
man.
back.
God forbid.
When
Werner
has
has gone.
He has
Oh,
gone.
okay.
yeah,
He was on loan
it's
himself,
only
so he's gone. They didn't
this
renew
guy.
his loan.
That
I thought they made him
Bournemouth,
permanent. No.
No.
that Bournemouth guy
When
and
career is done,
what's
man.
Sorry, you're saying Jude. We
no, I
didn't.
say it's only that Bournemouth guy and the Charleston which are not reliable.
Hmm.
Both of them are not
I even
reliable. From
forgot him.
Solanke
I even
and
forgot Charles himself.
Charlison.
Right. So should Osimhen go to Tottenham then? Because it seems like he's not going to Saudi.
Tottenham cannot afford him. That's what the truth. They
One,
cannot
they
afford him.
cannot afford it. Two, I don't think they have people that can. It's only Madison that I see giving him the ball. But it's very hard. Or Johnson running and square playing because their
I
style
mean,
of
he
football.
might hit in Tottenham though. He might be a hit in Tottenham, but it's just that Tottenham will have to break their wage structure to sign him, and I don't think Danny Levy will want to do that.
Yeah, but Osimhen seems to be rejecting, according to what we are reading, that's rejecting moves to Saudi.
Yeah.
Like,
So money is not really a factor. Basically, you can say that.
yeah,
But at the
as
same
should
time,
our
I know money is not a factor, but at the same time, you still want to get paid what you deserve to be paid. So
true.
Osimhen has gotten to say where by 250K is a good starting point for him to ask for. I mean, I look
Exactly.
at players being paid more than that are not even up to him.
If Mbuemo is reportedly asking for that,
Exactly.
surely
Cunha is making that at
you
Man
can
U.
pay
Cunha is
Osimhen
making
that.
that amount in Man U.
Yeah,
So what are we talking about here? Havertz is making more than that in Arsenal. So
Yeah,
what are we
disturbing
talking about?
yourself.
Jesus is making that amount
Casemiro is
in Arsenal too.
earning high. Leave,
So I
leave those
mean,
people.
it's just
They just want to create a bias against him. That's what I just
yeah.
feel.
I think
That's
this
how it
social
should
media
be.
stuff is affecting him. That's what I
I
feel.
think
The social media stuff is affecting
he
him.
should replace his manager, his
His agents, yeah.
agent,
Yes,
and
number one.
to
Number
find
one
him a
thing.
better deal because the guy is just making him. And the more he goes out to all these non-leagues, I feel like it devalues him.
Yeah, like going to
not about
Galatasaray. Yeah, it
promoting.
was
Like
no,
I
that did
think
not
you
help
should
him at
come
all.
into a more competitive league and doing like games so
No, but
that
that's
people
the
can
issue
see.
now. He was supposed to go to PSG 2 years ago. He didn't go to PSG. I think that would have been a good move for him.
Arsenal can sign him now.
Yeah, but your man,
Yeah, I don't mind him.
I don't. I would trust me. I would like Osimhen in Arsenal because Osimhen is the perfect fit for Arsenal. To be honest with you, with the way
But
Ateta
it's also injury prone though. That's one challenge I think.
But it's
Osimhen
because
is
But
injury
that's the
prone.
funny thing. This season, he was actually more fit for. He played more games for
Yeah,
them.
because Galatasaray now is not that physically demanding. It's not a physically demanding
But then,
league.
but then, but then the good thing about it now, Ateta can actually rotate him. So all the games you don't have to play Osimhen. You can play Havertz now. So you can.
Have you met Ateta?
I know. I know. It's true. It's true, sir.
If we need surgery,
Ateta will
we
play
still
him in
bring him
one
and
leg.
come and play.
Ateta will play him in one leg, chef. Yeah, it's true. You're right.
But
So,
yeah,
but
anyways,
I'm
man.
happy for Osimhen though. But the only problem is that I think what's doing Osimhen is that this notion of he's difficult to work with, I believe, is affecting him because it makes absolutely no sense. If players are lesser of quality than him are going to clubs and getting salaries that are not, they're not even worth. Why is Osimhen? Why is even team? Even Napoli have even said, "Oh, you know what? I need to take lesser money just for him to go,"
Yeah.
and yet nobody's trying to go for him. That's strange. That's really strange to me. Like
Yeah, well,
it's just doing a poor
the
job.
transfer window just started, so we'll see
Yeah,
what
let's
happens
see.
at the end of the
It's
transfer
true. It's
window.
true.
Yeah,
Chelsea might still
keep
go back for him. You
speculating.
never can tell because I think Chelsea might still go
If
for a
he's going
striker.
to jump, if it's not happening this season, he should probably just go to Dubai and collect his money.
I think
There's
so
no
too. I think so. I think
no
Yeah,
better.
he will
I
probably
accept that.
end up in Germany.
They
He
shouldn't
might
go
end up in
close
like
to it.
them Dortmund them. Dortmund can afford
But
Osimhen
Dortmund
now.
has this guy. That's
They
the
have
problem. They
Grassy
have
now.
Gurusai, the Guinean guy. That guy is scoring goals for them.
That
That's
guy
the
is
problem.
scoring goals too.
Osimhen will score more goals.
No, he fits
And I
their
heard that you also just signed or reportedly signed
Bellingham.
Joe Bellingham. Yeah, yeah,
he fits their pattern a lot.
yeah.
Bellingham tax. His brother did well, so definitely
Maybe
saw do well.
if these people sell Florian Wirtz, they can probably buy him now. Leverkusen can buy
Leverkusen.
him.
Right?
Yeah, they can probably go for him and
But
see.
Vets is an attacking midfielder. Osimhen is a striker. They're two different positions.
Yeah, as we slowly round off, speaking about those the Liverpool and the Manchester City, should we
Those
be
guys are
scared of
going
them
wild, man. They're going
because of the
wild.
kind of business they are doing and
Bro,
reportedly
those guys
doing?
are showing us that next season is going to be bloody, bro.
Hmm.
Man, Liverpool, Man City is going for like 4 quality players,
Yeah,
bro. Ryan
Pep is
Cherky,
angry.
Ryan Daz, Adnori, and then there's one more other guy. They're going for four. What's the fourth person they were mentioning?
Till they arrive.
Kekes.
Who?
Oh,
The
Kekes is to
young guy,
Liverpool.
check it.
So it's Cherky,
Yes,
Ryan
I thought you
Daz,
mentioned Checky.
Nori. There's one more other guy they're being linked to. They're linked to one more person.
I thought it
Forgot.
was Kekes from Bournemouth. No.
No, Kekas is Liverpool's guy.
No, okay. Well,
Because they're trying to buy a right back. Yeah, Livramento from Newcastle, Livramento,
oh
yes.
yes, yeah, but that one
Yes.
there's no like it's still like in rumor phase. There's no
Yeah.
like
Because I know because I
it's
heard
not
that they're
placed the
getting
bid
rid of
yet.
Walker, so they definitely need a right back replacement. So that's why they're mentioning that
Hmm.
Livramento guy.
So
Yeah,
If they
Pep
get
needs
that's
another
those
blank
four
check.
guys, yes, those four guys there have
there's
settled
already
all most of the
Bush. There's
positions
already Kusanov.
they need checking. That's one thing about
Mm,
Man City. Man City always they're one of the teams that actually need 4 players and go for the 4 players.
yeah, yeah,
Till they arrive. Now, no panic in Manchester.
Right now, Norwich is completed this today. Actually, Norwich
yeah,
completed today, so the left back is gotten. I think
yeah.
Reinders. They
And
say
there's
Reinders is doing his medical. That's what I read.
mhm.
Checky, they need to
and
agree.
there
They need to agree fee for Checky with Leon. That's it. They've settled personal terms. It's just agreeing fee with Leon.
that's
So,
what we read. Yes,
So, what will
so
happen to him next season if he doesn't win the league or anything?
it's going
we
to
know
win
that is a
because
flop now. We know that is a fraud.
you know that you
He
know
needs
earlier in
money.
the season. Well, I think Sean was here as well when he was talking about what does Pep need to do, and I was like, you should get a second assistant manager. People were looking at me and laughing. Guess what he's doing now? A different assistant manager. Like
Come and sign,
Former
sometimes
Liverpool guy, former
yeah, the former
Klopp's
level
assistant.
Pep Linda. I've been awaiting his name
Yeah,
is
Klopp's assistant.
yeah, former club assistant like that knows like a different style of football because sometimes if the football is stale and your assistant is telling you exactly the same information, like changing for me, I would have changed Airport Albert from Arsenal as well because the people that the assistant manager for Mateta in his first stint, the first 2 years, it changed him to bring in Airport Albert. Now we are competing for 3 seasons and nothing is happening. Bring in someone else again, someone dynamic that will probably give you
That was
different
one thing. That
advice.
was one thing Fergie
You
was
know,
very good at. That helped him.
yeah.
Fergie was very good at changing his assistants.
Bring someone that will give you a different idea. Not every time you bring in the same people on.
The person will just
You're
come and
right.
bring
You're
out.
right. That's
But anyways,
the difference between old managers and now. The old managers were smart.
yeah. But anyways, let's round up on that. Jude, do you think you sign anyone else? Who are you looking to sign after like
Mbeumo.
Buemo and Cunha?
I don't know.
whatever they sign, we'll look at it and see.
At this
I
point,
I heard they are linked to Gokeres too. They want to buy a striker because
I
apparently
saw Gokares there. I
Holland
saw
is going to
that.
leave to Inter Milan. That's what they're saying.
I saw Gokares, but I'm not sure whether he will want to take that risk.
No, if you guys paying 500,000 a week, he's going to
We are
come now.
mad. Yeah, I will fight for Manchester.
It's not
We
today.
are
It's not
mad.
today. You guys are mad. Now. It's not today.
How much are you paying Rashford? Was it almost 500?
Rashford has already proven that he was in the team now when they gave him. But not somebody that has not come into the team. With the way the team is, I feel like everybody should sign, like Buemo, sign 150. After one season, if we see that you fit, we can give you your
Hmm.
250.
You're the only person that is saying
That's what they
150.
should be signing now, not collecting blank check. Then the person will not come and sit on the bench, and you'll not be having Sancho and Rashford again.
That's for you guys still have Sancho. You guys can sell Sancho to us now. You know we like to buy
Rashford, we
cheap.
have
Sell him
Sancho.
to us for £2 million.
No.
Even if for 1 million, I
It's
know
too
we take
pricey.
Sancho, please.
You're not okay. It's better than Sterling. You collected
Yeah,
Sterling.
I
Then
didn't
they
like
hang
Sterling
you.
either. I didn't like Sterling either. So
Anyways, you guys let us know what you think in the comment section below. What should happen to Crystal Palace? Should they be allowed to play in the should they be allowed to play in the Europa League or rules of rules? Who do you think Manchester United should sign next and Arsenal should sign next? And what do you think is going to happen next season in the league with Liverpool and Manchester City seemingly making big transfers this summer? You let us know. And also, while you're scrolling down to write a comment, please do us a favor, press the like button, Subscribe if you're new or yet to do so. And we're going to say on to the next episode. Please take care, people.
Have a
Peace.
wonderful summer, guys. Enjoy your summer. Don't allow your clubs to make you cry. Enjoy your summer.
Maybe Arsenal fans is what you're referring to, Sha.
No, they know
All
themselves
right.
now. They know themselves. The people that lost
Mind
20
you,
league games, 20 league games
ah,
last season.